Whilst the start of the year didn't go according to plan for Liverpool after they were beaten 3-1 by Brentford, the games are coming thick and fast, and Saturday provides the opportunity for the Reds to respond. Ahead of the clash against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the FA Cup, the club have been handed some good and bad news of which we would like to share with you. Not only that, but we will also go through the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Since the transfer window is opened, the club have been linked to a fair few players, with the majority of the support wanting the club to sign a midfielder. The only news that we have regarding this is that the club are seriously interested in signing Nunes, but not until the summer. Nunes produced a standout performance as Wolves held Aston Villa to a 1-1 draw in a midweek, days before they take on Liverpool. As I said, Nunes is expected to make a big money move to Liverpool in the summer, with the club having reportedly committed to returning to the Portuguese after a failed move last year. The 24-year-old left Sporting Lisbon for Wolves in August, and after a difficult start has begun to find form under the new manager, who is fielding him in more of a natural role. As Wolves visited Midland rivals Aston Villa on Wednesday night, Nunes took up his position in a double pivot in the Wolves 4-2-3-1, operating as a left-sided midfielder next to Ruben Neves. Though there was a brief scare as he required treatment for an ankle issue, the number 27 produced an excellent display over 90 minutes at Villa Park. Nunes had more shots than any other Wolves player, as well as creating the joint most chances, making the joint second most tackles, and produced the third highest passing accuracy at 90.6%. His ability to dance through challenges and push forward in possession and cut out dangerous balls from the opposition was a key feature for Wolves on the night. Fans of other clubs, including both Aston Villa and Liverpool, also assessed the productive display from the Portuguese international. Fans of other clubs, including both Aston Villa and Liverpool, took to Twitter to applaud the Portugal international. Nunes is now likely to start in the FA Cup third-round clash with Liverpool on Saturday night, which should give fans an up-close view of a player likely to join in the summer. While Jurgen Klopp is a clear admirer of the Wolves midfielder, they'll be hoping for a less influential display this time out at Anfield. Cody Gakpo is involved in Liverpool's training ahead of Saturday's clash with Wolves, but doubts have emerged over Naby Keita along with two others. The Reds will look to put their disappointment behind them when they host Wolves in the third round of the FA Cup, with a 3-1 loss at Brentford still fresh in the memory. Saturday marks the first opportunity for Jurgen Klopp to call upon new signing Gakpo, who officially became a Liverpool player on Tuesday, and is likely to come in a rotated squad. There is a chance of all three of Jordan Henderson, Curtis Jones and Calvin Ramsey being involved, with the trio back in training after missing recent games. Henderson was unavailable against Brentford after showing signs of concussion following the 2-1 win over Leicester, but the protocol should allow him to take part this weekend. However, new doubts have been raised over Keita, who was not pictured at the AXA training centre 2 days before the cup tie. There is a chance that Keita was simply not photographed, but it is not out of the realms of possibility that the Guinean has either picked up a new injury or is even set to depart the club. Virgil van Dijk is certain to miss the Wolves game, as are other long-term absentees Luis Diaz, Diego Jota and Arthur. There are no other issues with Joel Matip taking part in the session, despite a misleading headline in the Liverpool Echo, leading fans to believe the number 32 could miss out. Matip is expected to partner Konate in Van Dijk's absence, though there is a chance that Klopp shuffles his pack for the cup. Youngsters Ben Doak, Bobby Clark, Luke Chambers join Stefan Bajcetic in first-team training, along with youth goalkeepers Harvey Davis and Fabian Morzak. Over 200 days since the disturbing events Liverpool fans were subjected to the Champions League final in Paris, UEFA's independent inquiry panel are still yet to publish their findings. Less than a week after the final, UEFA said they would be undertaking an independent inquiry into the events that unfolded in the build-up to the match in Paris. But as we are in the first few days of 2023, they are still yet to reveal their findings, with Liverpool fans who were caught up in the chaos still awaiting answers. Now with only 5 months until the next Champions League final, supporters group Spirit of Shankly are asking UEFA to reassure fans that their investigation will be concluded imminently. In full, their new statement reads, "Following the unacceptable events at the UEFA Champions League final on 28th of May 2022 in Paris, UEFA announced on June 3rd, 2022 they'd be undertaking an independent inquiry into the frightening and distressing events in the build-up to the UEFA Champions League final at the Stade de France on the 28th of May 2022 in Paris, on a night which should have been a celebration of European club football. No football fan should be put in that situation, and it must not happen again." They stated the independent inquiry would seek to identify shortcomings and responsibilities of all entities involved in the organisation of the final. It is now January 2023, 7 months more than 200 days later, and we still have no answers. We have been publicly supportive of the panel's process, with the thoroughness and accuracy being prioritised over speed. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult for us to answer questions from our supporters and members with no solid information to give to them. We wish to remain engaged, and we are committed to holding the panel and their work to account, but without a firm date for publication of the report, we are increasingly concerned that any outcomes, recommendations and actions will not be implemented into the current football year. The next Champions League final is just 5 months away and will only become increasingly difficult to act on any more recommendations in advance, something we find unacceptable given what fans enjoyed before, during and after the last one in Paris. We implore UEFA and the panel to provide reassurance to Liverpool supporters that the investigation into what happened in Paris will be concluded imminently and the lessons will be learned in place for the time for the final in Istanbul in June. As UEFA said themselves, no football fan should be put in that situation, and it must not happen again. Liverpool Football Club have written to supporters who were at the League Cup clash with Manchester City last month, asking for help identifying a fan who threw a pint pot weighed down with coins, seriously injuring a teenage girl. The 15-year-old was struck by the missile thrown from the third tier of the Etihad Stadium, where approximately 5,500 visiting Liverpool fans were housed, shortly after the Reds' first goal in the game. The girl was left with a 1-inch gash on the back of her head and had to be rushed off to have it glued by medics after the hard plastic reusable beer cup, which was filled with liquid and had a number of coins inside, shattered on impact. Greater Manchester Police have since launched an investigation and have appealed for anyone with information to come forward. Following the incident, the dad of the girl said he believes she could have been killed. He then later posted a picture of the cup and a blood-stained City scarf and said she had been scarred for life, both physically and emotionally, as a result of what happened. He also revealed Liverpool's chief executive, Billy Hogan, had personally rang him to apologise, and the club has now gone a step further and penned a letter to all Liverpool fans who were at the game, appealing for anyone with information to come forward. Liverpool fans, firstly, what are your thoughts on the January transfer window so far? And secondly, what do you think the score will be against Wolverhampton Wanderers? Let me know your score predictions down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We've also released our Jurgen Klopp LFC t-shirts. They're now available on our website. Just go down into the link in the description or go to copiclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.